The reason you're not winning is because you're too busy talking, you're loud, you're distracted, and you care too much about what people think. Winners don't speak, they build. While the world is busy running its mouth, the top Gs are moving in silence, stacking results, staying deadly, and saying nothing. You don't owe anyone your plans. You don't need to explain your discipline to people who wake up with no goals. If they don't get it, they're not meant to. Focus on yourself and stay silent. That's how you become unstoppable. Because talking makes you weak. Silence makes you dangerous. A lion doesn't roar when it's hunting. It moves in silence and strikes without warning. That's who you need to be. They scroll. You train. They post. You build. They talk about ambition. You live it. That's the separation. No one needs to know how hard you're working. The grind doesn't need an audience. You think real killers are showing their routine on Instagram? No. They're too busy dominating. The people who win are invisible until it's time to collect. So stop broadcasting your goals like a clown. Stop sharing your mindset with people who don't even have one. You're in competition with yourself. No one else matters. The only voice you should hear is your own, telling you to shut up, lock in, and work. You can't be great if you're trying to be liked. Focus is lonely. Mastery is quiet. Discipline is brutal. But that's the path. You think billionaires wake up to argue with people online? You think champions waste time explaining why they skipped the party? No, they know. They're too far ahead to be distracted by sheep. You want the life no one else has? Then live the way no one else will. Silence the noise, cut the fat, train, build, think, execute, all without a word. That's power, that's control, that's what makes a man dangerous. Nobody claps for your shadow work, that's fine.
You don't need applause, you need results. You don't need a cheerleader, you need to win. Most people are addicted to being seen. You should be addicted to becoming undeniable.
Focusing on yourself means your time, your energy, your effort. It all belongs to the mission. Every second wasted is weakness. Every conversation with someone below your level is a distraction. If they're not building with you, they're slowing you down. Cut them off. You're not here to please. You're here to conquer. The problem is, you're still emotional. You get offended, you react, you care. That's weakness. Silence means you control your mind. Focus means nothing can pull you off course. Be ruthless with your time. Be aggressive with your standards. Be militant about your habits. Every second you're not improving, someone else is. Every hour you're not working, your competition is getting stronger. There is no balance, only choices. You either sacrifice now and earn forever, or waste your life and stay soft. Top Gs choose pain now, power later. They focus, they shut up, and they win. This isn't a game. This is war. Life will break you if you're not prepared. Your silence is your shield. Your focus is your weapon. While others laugh, talk, party, scroll, you sharpen the blade. You train your body, your mind, your discipline. You read, you learn, you build, not for likes, not for praise, but because you refuse to be average. You weren't born to be another statistic. You were built to lead, to dominate, to rise above. That only happens when you lock in so hard the world forgets your name, until it can't ignore your results. So stay quiet, stay sharp, stay relentless. Let them wonder what you're up to. Let them doubt you. That doubt is fuel. Use it. Let them talk. They'll stop when they see what you've built in silence. You don't owe anyone your presence. You owe yourself greatness. The word LD rewards killers, not talkers. The future belongs to those who shut their mouth and outwork everyone.
Silence is not weakness. Silence is a strategy. It's the calm before the storm. While they're broadcasting their every move, you're in the shadows crafting a future they won't even understand. That's how you win. They won't see you coming because you didn't warn them. While they were seeking clout, you were building a fortress. The loud ones are easy to figure out. The silent ones, they're a problem. You don't get rich by shouting. You get rich by working. You don't become powerful by arguing. You become powerful by controlling your attention. That's what focusing on yourself looks like. Eliminating every single thing that doesn't push you forward. They chase distractions, you chase legacy. They talk about goals, you hit them. You don't need to advertise your ambition. It shows in your presence. It shows in the way you walk into a room. It shows in the results you bring, not the noise you make. If you've got time to explain your path to doubters, you're not grinding hard enough. Real men don't argue their vision. They make it reality. Silence is the real flex. Mastery doesn't speak. Discipline doesn't brag. Power doesn't need to be loud. It just is. Every minute of your day should serve the mission. If it doesn't, cut it ruthlessly. Time is your currency, and most people are broke. They spend it gossiping, scrolling, chasing girls, living for validation. You need to be different. Every hour must feed the machine, your body, your business, your craft, your mind. This is not about hustle porn. This is about war. Life is a battlefield. Either you dominate or you get dominated. There's no middle. And while everyone else is playing games, your silence becomes your weapon. No one sees your blueprint. No one anticipates your execution. That's power. You strike when they least expect it. That's how kings move. People say, why so quiet? Because talking won't make me
better. Words don't increase my bank account. Debating won't grow my muscle. Conversations won't sharpen my purpose. I'm not quiet because I'm shy. I'm quiet because I'm locked in. That's the difference. While they're trying to be liked, I'm trying to be legendary. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean isolation. It means intention. It means knowing exactly where you're going and cutting everything that doesn't help you get there. You stop being available for nonsense. You stop explaining your boundaries. You become ruthless with your standards, because if you don't respect your time, no one else will. There's nothing attractive about being available to everyone. There's nothing strong about arguing online. There's no pride in posting every detail of your journey. Real bosses move in silence. Real power is private. The higher you go, the quieter you become. You learn to stop reacting. You learn to observe more and speak less. You let fools expose themselves while you calculate your next 10 moves. That's how you win the long game. That's how you separate from the pack. You weren't born to be another sheep. You were built to lead, and leaders don't scream, they command. Their presence speaks before their mouth does. Discipline is lonely. That's why most people avoid it. You'll miss the parties, the drama, the noise, but you'll gain clarity, control, and firepower. While they're chasing moments, you're building an empire. While they're addicted to comfort, you're addicted to progress. While they're wasting time proving themselves to the world, you're stacking silent wins every day. Let them sleep, let them laugh, let them talk. You're on a different frequency now. You don't need to explain why you're disappearing. You don't need to justify why you're unavailable. People will feel the shift when the results hit, and by then it'll be too late for them to catch up. You must become so focused, so dialed in that your grind intimidates people. You don't have to say a word. They'll feel your energy. Your eyes will tell them everything. Your silence will scream louder than their noise. Because silence is control. It's a statement. It says, I'm working while you're watching. It says, I don't need your approval to become elite. You don't build a bulletproof mind by being loud. You build it by mastering your emotions, killing your weakness, and moving with precision. You are not here to be understood. You are here to win. Period. You don't level up by accident. You evolve because you chose pain over comfort, discipline over distraction, and silence over attention. While they're chasing applause, you're becoming a machine. Not emotional, not reactive, just focused, locked in, ruthless. That's the energy it takes to become undeniable. When you stop giving people access to your mind, your time, your presence, you start winning, because your power comes from being unpredictable, from being silent, from being untouchable. The world doesn't need to know what you're doing. It just needs to deal with what you've built when it's too late to compete with you. Focusing on yourself means understanding that everything is your fault. Your results, your health, your money, your habits, it's all on you. No one is coming to save you. No one cares about your excuses. You either fix it or stay weak. That's why silence is vital. It removes the noise. It kills the distractions. It forces you to confront the truth. You're either making progress or making excuses. But you can't do both. The men who win don't have time to blame. They have time to grind. They don't speak on problems. They solve them quietly. Like assassins, one move at a time. The man who talks too much has no control. He gives away his thoughts, his plans, his energy for free. That's a weak puikit. Osishin, the man who stays silent, he listens, he observes, he studies the room before making a move. That's how killers operate. That's how you dominate the game. While others expose themselves, you build a mystery around your name. You become an enigma. They can't copy what they can't see. They can't attack what they can't predict. That's real power. That's how legends are made. Not in noise, in silence, not in crowds, in solitude. Let them laugh. Let them say you've changed. Let them think you've gone cold. They're not supposed to understand. They live for attention. You live for evolution. You don't talk because you're building something so savage it doesn't need defending. You don't explain because they'll never get it. You're not quiet because you've got nothing to say. You're quiet because you're on a mission. And nothing, not friends, not critics, not distractions, is allowed to pull you off course. Focus is your religion now. Silence is your shield. Pain is your fuel. And victory, that's your only option. Look at the world. It's soft. It's distracted. It's begging for comfort and instant gratification. That's why it's weak. That's why it breaks under pressure. But you're building something they can't touch. You're mastering your mind. You're training your body. You're creating a code of discipline no one can take from you. And it all starts with silence. Not arguing, not boasting, just doing, just proving, just showing up again and again until no one can deny your presence. That's power. That's masculinity. That's how you destroy mediocrity. People fear what they don't understand. When you go silent, they get nervous. When you stop engaging, they panic. That's because your energy was feeding them. Your time was validating them. But now it belongs to the grind. Now it fuels your growth. And that's terrifying for them, not for you. Because you've accepted the truth. Solitude is the secret weapon of the elite. While they socialize, you strategize. While they post, you plan. While they waste, you win. Day by day, inch by inch, step by step. Not loud, not fast, but lethal. You don't need to be loud to be heard. You don't need to be seen to be respected. You don't need to be liked to be powerful. You need to win. That's it. The world doesn't remember those who talked the most. It remembers those who conquered. And you don't conquer by telling people what you're about to do. You conquer by doing it. You rise silently. You train silently. You build silently. Then you explode. Publicly. And when that moment comes, it's already too late for the doubters, because you were playing chess while they were busy running their mouths. So keep focusing on yourself. Keep ignoring the noise. Keep waking up with fire in your chest and purpose in your blood. While others are sleeping on themselves, you stay obsessed. While they're entertained, you're elevating. While they talk about the grind, you become the grind. Your silence is not empty. It's full of power. It's full of action. It's full of revenge. Revenge against the old you. Revenge against mediocrity. You're not just changing your life, you're rewriting your legacy. You're not chasing dreams, you're becoming a nightmare to every excuse, every weakness, every limitation that ever tried to hold you back. You want to know the secret? Shut your mouth, open your eyes, train harder, work smarter, cut the noise, own your mornings, own your schedule, own your thoughts, replace distrait. Action with discipline. Replace laziness with obsession. Replace comfort with hunger. You don't get what you want by saying it. You get what you want by sacrificing everything that doesn't serve your purpose, and you do it quietly. Like a machine. Like a top G. The day you stop caring who's watching is the day you start winning. Focus on yourself. Stay silent. And build a life so loud it doesn't need a caption.